I know. Needs washed. Don't want to break the cookie. Take a dig. Let's stretch the calves. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another day of driveway workouts. Staying in shape. You're like, Seth, you fucking change your workouts more than anyone I know. A little bit. You just keep it fresh, keep it fun. In the blistering heat of Western Pennsylvania, this is what summer as a child, this is what it reminds me of. It's like fucking 85 degrees already, just humid as fuck. We had like a microburst storm come in last night, fucked up a ton of shit, and it's just like sticky and humid. I mean, I did one set of push-ups to warm up and I'm already sweating. I love it. The greatest way to get into shape or just get started. I had my fun of taking a little more test, turning up the heat, eating a little more food from February to May, to the Pittsburgh with Ty. Ty did his shows, was awesome, and now I've been doing push-pull legs and my functional training. I do it just because, dude, it's a great way to stay in shape. I cannot recommend them enough. And dude, you don't gotta be good at it, okay? You fucking don't. You just got to get your ass up and get fucking moving. You all know I love doing my my cardio first thing in the morning. I like to sweat first thing in the morning. I fucking love it. I love this heat. Just fucking, I don't know, makes me feel better about myself. I think that the reason that I like these over just doing straight cardio is because of the mayhem. They are intense. And they only have to be as intense as you want to make them. What these do for me mentally is, and what cardio does for me mentally is like why I do them. Why I like doing 45 minutes of cardio or a really intense driveway workout, getting my heart rate up to a point where I'm like, oh my God. Like I like it. I do it more for the mental aspect than I do the physical. It's like the benefit of how I look is the byproduct of doing these. Why? The chaos of my head. And I think that a lot of you guys can relate to those things because we all battle our own personal demons. No matter where we are in life, no matter how good your day is or how good your life is or how bad it is or how shitty or how stressful, there needs to be outlets and there needs to be things that kind of keep us in check, under control, and a way to release stress. And this one, because it's really, really fucking hard. But it's only as hard as you have to make it. You want to make it. Like if you're just getting started and you want to get in shape, follow some of the driveway workouts. Check them out. But this morning, I'm going to get into it. My goal today, I have to complete 200 push-ups, 150 sit-ups, and I have to go up and down the driveway 10 times in some way, shape, or form. I'm not basing this on speed or time. I'm going to start sweating like a fucking pig. But I got the 50-pound sandbag. Probably going to take that up a few times. I've been walking up the driveway backwards with the 50-pound sandbag just for strengthening the knees. There's nothing more than that, just keeping pace and focusing on my overall stability and strength. It's been going well. My knees feel better at least. Might be because I'm not doing squats anymore, or at least haven't for a few weeks, but either way, it makes me feel good. Getting older. Getting older. Oh, fuck. She'll be 17 soon. How the fuck did that happen? I'll be 40 this year. I don't care what anybody says. I will take newborn, toddler, adolescent over that shit any day of the week. You think as a parent, like you think that it's going to get easier. Like, oh, it's going to get easier whenever she gets older because they'll be self-sufficient. Yeah, that shit changes like around that 13, 14 years old, and then it gets way more stressful. Like, dude, she's still a child. She's like the smartest kid in the world. It's your 16, 17 year olds. They're so smart. Smart kids. But an absolutely fucking ridiculously stupid adult. Because they're not adults. It's like the beginning. Like you start over but in an adult phase and it gets super scary and stressful and anxious. I'll take a 4-year-old over having a 17-year-old any day of the week. Yes, all the old guys at the gym were right. And now I'm the old guy saying, it goes by so fast. You know, soak it in while it lasts. All that shit, and it's all true. But parenting, you know, it was just Father's Day. And it's important to be a good dad. If you're a dad out there, be a good dad. Be present. Be around. You know, you don't have to be the sharpest tool in the shed. You don't have to be this millionaire, successful entrepreneur. You don't have to be anything other than the best version of you that you can be for your kids. It's super important, being a present parent. Because no matter how many books you read on parenting or how many books or self-help books that you read on anything, living and the execution of life still has to happen. Dude, curveballs get thrown at you every day, and as your kids get older, more and more of them keep coming at you. No two lives are identical. So therefore, like, you know, you can read these books and they can help and do all this stuff, but at the end of the day, you still gotta live. And living through all these feelings and emotions and different stressful moments, like, dude, it's fucking wild. Hence, the driveway workouts, the cardio. And as a dad, dude, I can't speak for females, so I'm not hating on moms or anything like that shit. As a dad and as a man and someone who takes immense pride in just about everything that I do, it does get stressful and it does get scary. And I think it's because, you know, you care a whole lot about what you're doing. You know, we, at least me, bring a lot of fucking stress upon ourselves to execute and be as good as possible. And sometimes we believe that we don't live up to it. And then all of a sudden we create these crazy thoughts in our head that sometimes aren't real. We're manifesting shit that doesn't actually exist. You just got to wake up and keep going. And I have to even remind myself that, like, Seth, like, you don't have problems. It's just more work. And that is so fucking true, because at the end of the day, there has not, out of all the crazy shit that I've lived in my life, there has not been anything that I have not been able to work through. I've been fortunate that a lot of these things that are heavy and intense in my life, I have been able to just put my head down, stay focused, and work through it all. And there's going to be things in my life sometimes that I don't have control over. But even whenever there's things that you don't have control over, you just have to continue to work, because if you are a dad and you do have people that rely on you, you have to be able to work through it. And that doesn't mean that you hide your feelings or emotions or not talk to people or not do things to, you know, take that, you know, relieve some of that stress. Just don't let it be drugs and alcohol. That shit'll eat you the fuck alive. I don't care who you are. Drugs and alcohol will grab a hold of your balls and not let go. But you also have to be able to find, or at least have people in your life that you can just talk to. And that doesn't mean that you just be like, man, I can't make it anymore. Now, you don't got to do that, because a lot of us don't have that in us. Like, I'm not really good at talking about my feelings. You know, I can do it on here with you guys to a certain extent, but even just having somebody to talk to about nothingness or about something going on in their life. You know, one thing for me that I know helps me out is whenever I'm in the gym with young Aiden and young Ty and Corey and these guys just shooting the shit, asking me questions about bodybuilding. And I might have had a fuck of a day with work, super stressful, and then I go into the gym and it's just a bunch of dudes shooting the shit, asking questions. Seth, what do you think of this? Seth, what do you think of that? And by the end of the workout, an hour and a half later, I go home a completely different human being. You need to make sure that you keep yourself in check and you have those places, these things to be able to help release whatever feelings or emotions you have in you. And like I said, no matter how I feel, I'm going to do cardio or one of these workouts in the morning. Not just because I want to be fucking six-pack shredded, even though I like to look good naked. It's really good for me and my mental stability. I think that as men, we need to have those outlets. You need them. You have to feel like a man. You have to feel, because I know, like, we like to play out fictitious storylines in our head about being the heroes. That's why we love superhero movies. That's why we love all the movies we do. So you don't have to be fucking Maximus, but a version of that in your head of what you're capable of doing, be that. But the thing is, it's super hard because you got to find time. You might have to wake up a little earlier in the morning. You might have to do it in the evenings when, you know, it doesn't look sexy, or you might not be able to make it to the gym for 2 hours a day and do fucking, 4 sets of incline, 4 sets of flat bench flies, 4 sets of pec deck, 4 sets of side laterals, some rear delt work. You might be not able to go do an hour and a half or 2 hours of chest and shoulders. You might get the fucking driveway workout for 40 minutes. Well, if you get 40 fucking minutes to do driveway workout, do driveway workout. It's better than nothing. You walk a mile, jog a mile, do 100 push-ups, do 100 sit-ups 5 days a week. You're going to be better than in a month than you would be if you did fucking nothing. It's worth being physical. Every single fucking bit of it. At least in my opinion. Breathing in through the nose, out the mouth. It's probably the toughest part about all this. But as you get better at it, because in the beginning your heart rate's beating so fast that you almost don't know how to handle yourself. But don't kill yourself. If you're really out of shape, a little heavier, a little more than a thick boy, don't work yourself up too much. But having your heart rate go through the roof and be like, holy fuck, what's going on with myself? It's exhilarating. It's just fucking like, ah! But, I enjoy this because it's lower impact. Not really running hard on my knees. And it's shorter spurts. Push-ups, sit-ups, couple burpees, some rows with a 50-pound sandbag, and then just walk. Get that heart rate up. You're gonna feel it. Boom, 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 boom. I like it. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. It's super cool to be in shape. It is. I like being in shape. It just feels good. I like being big. I like being strong. I like looking good. But during these workouts, man, they do make you feel alive. And it's easy not to do these. It's super fucking easy because they suck. But like, look how much I'm sweating right now. And I'm not really doing anything like too hard. Just put one foot in front of the other, one push up after another. And get that heart rate up. That breathing's heavy. A little stress on your back. Like, it's intense. But it just feels good. And I've said it before in these videos. Like, you know, we're, as men, we like to create fictitious superhero scenarios in our heads. And I, for one, like, whenever I'm doing this, like, what's 50 and 100 pounds? And I've said it, that's my family. Like, I should be able to do very, very intense things if need be. I can pick up my son and go for miles. I can. How do I know that? Because I've fucking done it. You gotta fuck around and find out. And the 100-pound sandbag, same thing. Put that bitch up and go see how far you can walk with it. It don't matter if you gotta be like, oh, I gotta take a minute. Take a fucking minute then. Take a minute, pick the motherfucker back up, put it on your back, and keep going. And then you might make it another 100 steps and be like, I can't fucking do it. And take a fucking breather, pick it the fuck back up, flip it on your shoulders, and keep going. Like, you don't have to be Josh fucking Bridges. You don't have to be, you know, Ronnie Coleman. Even though it's great to aspire to be those people and follow them for inspiration and watch and entertainment. But be the best version of you that you can be, motherfucker. That's what HWMF stands for. Being a hardworking motherfucker. Whatever it is that you're going to do in your life, give it everything you fucking got. Every single fucking bit of you. If you do that, whatever it is that you're going to do, it is impossible to not feel better. It is impossible not to be recognized. Because if you're giving everything you have to that given scenario at that given moment, greatness is going to occur. Because the best of you is pretty fucking incredible. It is. It's just hard. Because to wake up and give your all to a workout, and then after that, go to work and give your all to work. And then after work, come home, give it all to your fucking family. Give it all to your wife. Give it all to your kids. A few days of doing that, you're like, fuck me. There's nothing easy about that. But I'm telling you that it is worth it. Being a hardworking motherfucker. It's not about just blue-collar, ignorant landscape work or whatever it is that you do for a living. It's about everything that you do in life. Whenever you wake up, give it all. Give everything. Don't be one-dimensional. Be multi-dimensional. Because in life, what I found out is that certain things get taken from you at certain times. And if you only have that one fucking dimension in your life, and that somehow takes a hit from getting an injury with working out, or something happens at work, and you don't have an outlet, like that one dimension that you had taking that hit, you take a massive hit and everything else around you fucking suffers greatly. No. You don't gotta have 13 fucking jobs. But if you do have a family, if you do have a wife, you do have kids, you do have a job, you do have your physical health, go after all of those, just those. Go after them all. And some days you're not gonna be as good as you were the next day or the following day. That's okay too. The effort is what counts. Putting yourself out there, challenging yourself, going after something that is a little bit bigger than what you thought you were capable of doing. 4 years ago, I didn't think I'd be able to do any of this shit that I'm doing now functional-wise. I mean, I'm super mobile. I'm able to pick this thing up and put it behind my head and hold my arms right there. I'm still pretty big. You just gotta do it. And sometimes the work will get the best of you, and sometimes you'll feel like an absolute fucking failure. That's okay too. You're not. Failure is giving up. You give up on yourself, give up on your family. Don't do that. And I mean, there are times whenever you feel like that. And that's okay too. You gotta be able to dig yourself the fuck out of it, because if you don't have any actual real problems in your life, nobody's dying, no debilitating diseases anywhere, you just gotta work. Physical fitness, intensity is my sanctuary. If I do not do these things, I'm not the best version of myself. And the byproduct is sexy as fuck. New Seth cut tees from All American Roughneck. Available this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Seriously though, I've been cutting my t-shirts like that for years. And everybody's like, Seth, can you cut t-shirts and then send them to us? Never had the time to, so Bob, I cut a t-shirt perfectly. Bob sent it to the manufacturers. That's what we have, motherfuckers. Oh yeah, he even gave me my own name, the Seth Cut. You egotistical fucking bastard. If you can't name something, just name it after yourself. As I regain my composure here, I see this tag. It says, "Old school is cool again." Makes me think like, so I'm an old school guy. I was raised in an old school family, old school values, tough love. I mean, I think I personify old school. But even like this workout, I have absolutely no fucking clue about the scientific reasoning behind what I'm doing. Like, I don't even know if it's like, oh, well, the science told me to do this. Like, I mean, I respect the fuck out of science, and I love reading about it. I love listening to podcasts about it. I find it fascinating. But then, like, when it comes down to doing things, I do it all based on like, all right, let's just go fuck some shit up, right? And that mentality is how I got to where I am in life, by living. And it's tough because I think online there's so many people out there talking about how fucking perfect their life is or how wonderful their life is. And in reality, like, there is no perfect life. There is no perfect person for every single person out there. I think with social media and the way of today, we have glorified looking for the most perfect way to lift weights, or the perfect person, the perfect relationship, the perfect this, when in reality, it's impossible to be perfect. We're all flawed. We all have our own demons, our own vices, our own guilty pleasures. We all have them. And those are the personal battles that we go through every single day of our lives. And society preys on those guilty pleasures at times for us. And, you know, Nothing's perfect. There's ways to optimize certain things that you do, but even like us as human beings and finding a significant other, I tell all these young guys, you need to find a life partner. Find a life partner, someone that you can build a life with, somebody that you can raise a family with, somebody that you mesh with and can fuck with, that just is going to make your life and their life more extraordinary than it is on your own. And the flaws that Hannah has and the flaws that I have are why we love one another. Because we have found infatuation, love, and wildness together. And I mean, that's why we get along so well. We're polar opposites in certain scenarios. We still fight, we still bicker, we still have our moments. But our imperfections are what make us us, What she thinks is a flaw in her, I think is one of the most beautiful things that she has, Like, for example, she has freckles. She hates her freckles. She fucking hates them. Meanwhile, I'm like, I love them. That's what makes you you. And to have that thought there, I'm like, man, this is pretty wild. She thinks that it's like an imperfection that she doesn't like, and here I am thinking that it's beautiful. And I love it. And I'm like, man, this is fucking wild. And it happens in many other aspects of life for other people as well. So, but I think this chasing perfection is pretty crazy. You got to live, you got to experience, you got to fuck around and find out, And I love that there's that saying now, fuck around and find out. But it's also like, you have to find out. We have to find out what you're capable of. You have to find out what life is all about or what it has to offer. And taking the fucking guardrails off and fucking around. You got to. And you're not going to do that in a vacuum of perfect science. You're not. Like I said, even though I love it, listen to podcasts and all of it, but I'm like, Once I get down to it, I'm like, fuck it. And I'll say this, we'll wrap this up so we can finish and y'all can go about your days and do cool shit. This month is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Like I said, I don't have many people that I talk to my feelings about, personal struggles. I have people that are close to me, Bob, my brother. But, you need to make sure that you have people that you can go to just to get away, like I said, with the meatheads in the gym. I don't got to express my feelings, and some people have a really hard time expressing their feelings. Some people alienate themselves and get in such a deep depression. They have high highs and low lows, and their low lows are so bad that they create these unrealistic scenarios that are not occurring in their life, but they believe are occurring, and they drive themselves into the fucking ground to a point where they take their own life. They hurt themselves. They alienate themselves. They do things that are uncharacteristic of themselves. And it's super scary because, it's happening. It happens more and more every year. The stress from jobs, family, work, kids growing up, college, money, fucking groceries nowadays. Be a good motherfucker. If you have the opportunity to talk to somebody that needed some talking to, do it. And shut the fuck up about it. If someone confides in you, you don't need to take that shit to the community. You can just hold it in and be there for that person, because if that person had that type of moment to confide in you, to go to you, to talk to you, take that shit serious and be a good motherfucker. And understand that if someone had that ability to confide in you, you can do that in another person, and hopefully they recognize the exact same thing to be able to hold that in and not run to the community, because those are those vulnerable points that we're super afraid to let out at moments. So I say it in almost all of my videos, be a good motherfucker. And that's essentially what I'm saying when I say it. Be a good motherfucker. Be there for somebody. Somebody reaches out, be accepting. Be good. Be a good man. Be a good father. Be present. You don't gotta be perfect, because perfect doesn't exist. But be present. Be around. Whenever it's time to be dad, you be dad. It's time to fuck your wife, you fuck your wife. Those things are important. Be present in those moments and do everything you can to be the best version of you at those given times. That's what HWMF stands for. But gonna make it, dudes. Be good motherfuckers. Be present. Be there. Someone asks for help, do whatever you can to be there for them. Because at some point or another in your life, you're going to need some help from somebody. And you don't got to expect nothing in return. Because I personally believe there is a way of the universe. Treat those the way you want to be treated. What goes around comes around. Karma. For every action, there's a reaction. They're all saying basically the same shit. And with that, whether it's spirituality, religion, science, whatever the fuck it is that's going on in this world, be a good motherfucker. It is worth it. Don't forget. Slap the old lady on the ass and let her know you love her.